may I please request Sid to join us. So please tell us about what you're planning to do for the next 55, 59 minutes, and what are we looking forward to?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting Tariq. And I just loved in his presentation, Peter. It is such a validation even for me personally, like with what I've been doing over the last 2 years on a personal level, not on a corporate level, but I've been actually building a community on a more human to human level, because I've been a digital marketer for last now over 10 years. I've been doing work as an agency for bigger brands for a long time. And then I pivoted into this, what I'm doing right now, which is building more digital leaders, individuals who could take their knowledge and bring it out in the most powerful way. And the core of this is exactly all the slides that you shared in the first part. I mean, I could totally connect with each one of those slides. It's not just about technology, there's AI, there's all of this is going to be there. But I still remember the first few interactions that we've had in the initial days when we were brainstorming on the future of business, the future proofing, thriving in the future. I mean, all of these things are going to be built on core values of humanity, creativity, and ethics. And I think with these coming in, what I'm going to be sharing in the next 45 minutes to 50 minutes is to decode the entire system on how I was able to build a community of over 8,500 people from the scratch, without any office, without any employees, and just working with freelancers and making it into a purposeful business and not just a transactional business. So that's going to be the flow, Tariq. Yes.
Okay, super. Please, over to you, sir.
Okay, perfect. So I want to start off with some numbers. The mobile learning market is growing. I mean, I think there was a slide even or a graphic that I saw earlier. This was after COVID, where Zoom as a company, I think it was making, I don't know, maybe Tariq, you would know the exact numbers. They make so much more than all the airlines in the world put together. Yeah, so they were stacked up against all the airlines in the world.
The valuation was more than all the airlines put together. That is correct.
Yes, yeah. And I mean, this is just the starting point of the learning revolution, if I should say, because now the mobile learning market is growing. And I mean, it's a $38 billion McKinsey analysis here. Even Boston Consulting and Google did a research. They said that the digital consumer spending in India right now is a 100 billion opportunity. And Forbes has projected that this industry, the e-learning space, of course, this article was written in 2018. I'm pretty sure this is going to become a $500 billion industry by 2025, moving into possibly like 1,000 billion by the end of 2030 with the way things are going. So we are seeing like this huge shift happening in the whole education system itself, where the traditional schools, colleges are moving online, and which is now giving rise to experts who can bring out their knowledge in the most effective way, irrespective of where they are from. So the traditional education system is more to do with you have the formal system of going through so many years and finishing all the credits to get a job ultimately. But then now with the whole shift happening here, I think what's going to happen is individuals with expertise who can bring it out in the most effective way and provide solutions to a problem will be able to win the game much faster. So what I ended up doing is I developed a formula or a blueprint called the digital blueprint, which is what I'm going to be going through over the next few minutes on how you can take your knowledge and break it down into a profitable business, which you can run without any office and employees. And this is what I've been able to help a lot of people do. And hundreds of them are getting results right now in various different spheres. And so before I even dive into this blueprint, a quick gratitude. Thank you, Tariq, for inviting me. And Paul, I think we have met a few times on Zoom, but yes, those interactions, Tariq, that we've had has been really priceless for me personally, getting to understand your view on where things are going. And when you took me to the Dubai Future Accelerators, that was a very, very interesting time that we were able to discuss when I was there in Dubai.
I remember that very clearly, that image, that picture. It's a nice memory. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
I just wanted to share that before we start. And so, yeah, we just want to share my gratitude before we begin. So how this entire thing spurted was in 2000, from 2012 to 2018, I've been running a digital agency, and I got the opportunity to work with people like Robert Kiyosaki. I was looking at all these big influencers. We were running campaigns for them, spending multiple thousands of dollars to fill their rooms. And at that point of time, I was actually studying influence. I was understanding how they are able to create that kind of an impact with the knowledge that they have. So in the case of Robert Kiyosaki, it was a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that became a global phenomenon. And then he started to speak on so many different stages. And that's how he's able to grow. And Jack Canfield was the other person that was able to personally work with, promoted his first ever event that happened in India. And we did the lead generation campaigns for that. Also, he had come to Dubai. I think I attended that event over there as well. Then went on to work even with the team of Tony Robbins, filling his room of like in the Unleash the Power Within event that happens in London for 3 consecutive years. We did the lead generations campaigns. And when I was doing all of this, these campaigns for these big influencers, I understood that they were doing things in a particular way. They were reaching out to their audience in a particular way. They were connecting on a very emotional level through knowledge and through content, which was solving people's problems. And they understood the psychology of what is happening, the human psychology. And then, of course, later on, I started to speak on stages, share the stage with Dr. John D. Martini, Brian Tracy. And so these are all highlights. That is, I just wanted to share that just to let everyone know that logically speaking, from an education standpoint, I should have not been on these stages. I would like all of you to ask why in the comment box, and I'll tell you the reason why. All of you can just ask why. We'll have some interaction right now. Okay. So the reason why is even till today, I'm not a graduate. I've never I dropped out of college. I scored 28% in my maths exams, and calculus never went into my head. And is just to show that it does not matter where you come from. I share this picture just to let everyone know that it does not matter where you come from. All that matters is where you want to go and how you can use the power of your brain and really, solve problems. Yeah. So how many of you are with me on this? Just type with you in the comment box. So that's the first concept that I wanted to share. And because of that, after studying all these influencers and also looking at, bigger companies and looking at people like, say, Steve Jobs, what Elon Musk is doing, how Jeff Bezos has been building the Amazon, I understood that everything was moving towards ecosystems and around knowledge-based ecosystems. So when I say that, what I mean by that is community-based digital platforms that are focused on solving specific problems. So Amazon is solving the problem of, the whole retail space. Apple they have now a vertical in every sphere of this. The phone, now you have the home pods you got. So they're basically disrupting every vertical in the technology space and in the personal computing space. And what I notice is the ecosystem and the community and the messaging and the purpose driven based business is what was creating that kind of magic. And I thought, why not I emulate that in a knowledge-based business? And I created my own community, which is now called the Internet Lifestyle Hub. So I created a whole system like this, and we want to build one of the world's largest community of digital leaders. And right now we're over 7,000 members. I cover all the aspects of how to take one's knowledge and make that into a business model. And I cover all the different aspects of it, right from selecting the niche, designing courses, selling through webinars, coaching digitally, building your influence, video marketing, traffic generation, community building, and a lot to do with automation as well. In fact, towards the end, probably I'll share some of the things that I do in the automation side of how I nurture and segment different lists and have customized communication based on what stage of the journey the lead is in. So all of this is what I cover inside the community. So the first concept I want to share is based on all the research that I've done, I realized that there are 5 kinds of experts. And before I share this, I just want to find out how many of you here would like to really take your expertise and make that into a business in the next 90 days. You can just type me in the comment box. Yeah. So I will just break it down like step by step. And this is the flow. And if you're able to structure it in the system, which I'm going to be sharing with you, it does not matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what topic that you choose. I'm going to give you a few ideas of topics that you can pick to build a knowledge business. And then we can take it from there. So I realized there are 5 levels of experts. The first level of an expert is the do it for you expert. And this is what I used to do before when I was a freelancer. When people wanted a website, I would build a website for them, and where I was actually trading my time for money. And that was the first level of an expert. And you see pretty much a lot of people in this space, even employees working in companies, would fall under this category of being an expert, where they're trading their time to make money. The second kind of an expert is a do it with you expert. So at this stage was when I was running my agency. So I would get the projects coming in, then I would have my team to do the work. I would not do the work myself, and I had some support to do that. So this is better than level one, where the experts are doing the work themselves. The third level of an expert are the one-to-one coaches and consultants, where they're not necessarily doing the work, but they're providing the intelligence and the insights on what has to be done. So for example, if I'm a business coach, I would go and tell people what to do based on the insights that I have, and the business owner needs to go and take that action. So that is level 3 form of expert. Level 4 is much better scale. Like what we are doing right now is an example of group coaching. It's like one to many. We have many people here watching, and as a knowledge giver, you'll have that opportunity to really reach out, bring your knowledge out to a lot number of people simultaneously. But there's one level above this, and this is the level that I have actually been working consciously on after going through all these different stages. And this is what I also teach people on how they can take their knowledge and make that into level number 5. Level number 5 is what I call as a digital ecosystem model. So all of you can just type the word ecosystem in the comment box. So the buzzword here is ecosystem. Tariq, you also mentioned the word ecosystem and platforms. And so I was thinking, we have the Udemys, the Courseras, the LinkedIn Learning, and we have all these public domain, big platforms which are already there. But why not an individual create their own platform? You have the big ones over there, but creating your own world, creating your own micro universe, which is solving a particular problem. And that is the concept of a digital ecosystem. So currently in the digital ecosystem, I have like many courses. In fact, I'm going to show you all the different components of the ecosystem. Right now, around 35, we have crossed over 35,000 students who are learning. And the best part is at any given point of time, there are at least 300, 400 people learning on my platform, watching my videos, and they're taking action, getting results. And I'm able to create much more leverage and impact with the skills and the knowledge that I have as compared to doing level 1, 2, 3, and 4. So level 1, 2, 3, and 4, it is all dependent on your time, your physical time and your physical presence. And level number 5 is where you can take that to the next level. So right now I spend a lot of my time in level 5 and level 4. So I have automated teaching systems, and I also do group coaching where it's one-to-many answering questions and having that human connect on a weekly basis. Not just letting people go through courses, because the sad truth is that the e-learning space course completion rate is just 5%. So only 5 out of 100 people actually complete a course. They just go and impulsively buy courses on these platforms because of some deal that is there, but they don't actually finish the course. So if you have to help people take it to the finish line, there has to be an element of live coaching as well to accelerate that learning process. So in essence, this is what I want to do, share as the first foundational principle, that there are 5 levels of experts, and to position yourself as, by building your own ecosystem, it is the most powerful way you can create leverage and impact with the knowledge that you have. So now I want to jump into the 3 secrets that can actually help you build this knowledge-based system for yourself. And I'm going to decode this blueprint consisting of 3 parts. Number 1 is you need to develop a knowledge business stack. I'll explain to you what is that model you see there. Then you need to build your knowledge business system. And the last part is to enhance your skills. And the skill enhancement it's a continual process. It never ends. You got to keep working your way up, and because things are changing really fast, and you have to be in the cutting edge of things. So let's get into the mind map, and I'm going to share with you the knowledge business stack, systems and skills. And when it comes to systems, I'll actually show you the systems that's running this entire engine that's working 24/7. So if you're ready to learn, all of you can just type RTL. RTL is ready to learn. And I want to break it down and make you understand this on a more deeper level. So when it comes to a knowledge business stack, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. When it comes to a knowledge business stack, I want to cover 3 aspects to it. One is, how do you really find your niche or your area of expertise? Because there are many people who are not still sure, or even if they are sure, they are not confident that that's what they want to do. or they may have like 2-3 different ideas and they do not know which idea to pick. So first, I want to walk you through how to find the niche, how to validate that niche, whether it's going to be profitable from a business perspective, and how do you develop a knowledge business stack, and how do you take that idea and convert that into into a monetizable knowledge business. So when it comes to a niche, I realized that there are only 7 areas or the 7 problems that people face, and if you can solve one of these 7 problems on a more deeper level, that can be an exchange in value. Okay, money is the byproduct of you adding value and solving someone else's problem. So the first problem is a business problem. So if you're in the space of business growth, uh, and if you're targeting entrepreneurs specifically, now that is a great niche to be in. That's the first one. The second area, the second problem that people face is a career problem. There are a lot of people who are working in organizations and they want to upskill themselves. And under career growth, there are 2 segments also. You have one segment who are the working professionals who want a higher pay package. They want to upskill themselves to be more relevant in the workforce. That's one category. And if you can create courses, coaching, consulting to solve these problems, there is a huge monetization opportunity over that. Just like I shared earlier, it's becoming a $500 billion industry. The second category under career are students. I have many teachers in my community who are now taking their offline tuitions, their offline training academies online now, just using Zoom, again using the ecosystem model. I have a maths teacher, her name is Sandhya from Mumbai, and she did something like 16 lakh rupees in 5 months just teaching mental maths online. Now, before that, she was having, I think, a physical academy and she was doing things in the offline world. But after COVID, I mean, everyone is forced to move into the online space. And under career growth, the student category is the second segment. The third problem that can be solved with knowledge is a health and wellness problem. And when it comes to health and wellness, again, I have 2 approaches here. You can either take a problem focused approach, like you want to solve the obesity problem, or the diabetes problem, or the blood pressure problem, or the stress problem. And you take that problem and you create courses, coaching, and consulting around solving that one specific problem, is the first option. The second option is you can go with a method focused approach. There are different methods to become healthy. Like I have people in my community who are yoga experts, who are nutrition experts, who are into intermittent fasting. There are so many different modalities for better health. And that's another approach. The fourth problem that knowledge can solve is the money problem, like how to make more money and how to create more wealth. And there are different subcategories under this, like how to make money through real estate, how to make money selling insurance, how to make money through cryptocurrency, how to make money as an affiliate marketer, how to make money through stock markets, forex. Now, there are many subcategories under the make money niche, and that's also a great niche to be in to start a knowledge business. Number 5 is relationships, and we've seen this in the last few years, uh, that people, and especially now after COVID, last few months I should say, that people are beginning to realize their priorities in life on a more deeper level. And things like parenting and couples coming together, staying together, long-term relationships, all of these is also a very big problem that can be solved through knowledge. And there are many relationship experts, relationship coaches who are doing this. Number 6 is arts and crafts, and this is more to do with solving the creativity problem. My son, he learns martial arts online now. He does taekwondo online classes. The master comes on Zoom, and the master sees all of the kids in the different boxes, and then he's able to tell them what they have to do, and just using a camera and the screen. And I've also seen a lot of people are going, they're doing music classes online, painting classes online, mandala art, cooking, sewing, and there are so many other creative arts that are also coming in the form of online courses and coaching. And number 7 is the whole personal development sphere. Under this we have tarot reading, NLP, and there are so many other subtopics under this. So many different tools that are there where people want to use those tools to improve their personal life. So I want to run a quick poll just to find out, to make it more interesting. I'm going to give all of you a quick link. And if you had to pick one niche out of this, just go and click on that link and let me know which niche would you pick? I'm going to share my screen. It's a pretty interesting tool called Slido. I use this a lot for my presentations. And let's see from this group over here, which niche would you pick out of these? Go ahead and select any one. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. So let's see. We got business growth, a few people in the career growth space. Yeah. Just click on the link and just select the niche that you would pick. Interesting. Okay. Fantastic. Just keep them coming. Okay. So while you're doing that, let this happen in the background, and then we'll come back over here and let's see what are the poll results from this particular group over here. I can see on my side, yeah, career growth. We see a lot of people who are interested in helping others with the career growth space. Fantastic. So now I want to I want to shift gears and share more deeper on how you can validate your niche. How do you know whether that topic that you have chosen is really going to be working or not? Okay. But before that, I'm going to give you 3 options and tell me which option is better. Okay. First option is this. I'm going to introduce myself as an expert. I'll say, hi, I'm Sidharth Rajsekar. I'm a business coach and I can help businesses grow. That's option number 1. Option number 2. Hi, I'm Sidharth Rajsekar. I'm a sales expert and I can help businesses increase their sales by 100% in the next 12 months. Option number 3. Hi, I'm Sidharth Rajsekar. I'm a video sales expert and I can help businesses increase their sales rapidly using the power of videos. Now, which one is more attractive? 1, 2, or 3? Type in the comment box. Okay. See, a lot of you are typing 3. Yeah, the answer is 3. And why? Why is 3 more attractive than 1 and 2? Can you just give me like a one word? According to you, why is 3 more attractive? Or why is 3 grabbing your attention? You can type in the comment box over here. Yeah. Waiting for some comments. Yeah. So Rakapan is saying it's more specific, right? That's exactly what I want to share is the more narrower you go down in your niche selection and the more contextual it is, like Tariq, you mentioned, the more attractive it becomes to the marketplace. And that creates a zone which is like a blue ocean where there's nobody actually competing over there. There could be other people who are also video marketing experts, but then the way that you would do video marketing would be different from others. And that's a different zone to be in versus just saying that you're a business coach and you help businesses grow. And it's like, you're just swimming with the sharks. It's a red ocean competing with each other. So the first step of the whole process of before you even develop your knowledge stack is to find the problem that you want to solve, but go deep into a very specific area. Now, if you're a business coach, it could have worked in the last few years, but if you're moving into the next decade, I think people want to work more with specialists. And even if you start off as a specialist, as you grow your influence and as you become much bigger, you could still widen that area based on your influence as it's growing. But if you're starting off, you've got to go narrow. And you got to niche down, not only just on the topic, but you got to even niche down on your target market. So if I say that I'm a video sales expert and I help jewelry brands and I help jewelry and lifestyle brands create amazing marketing videos to increase their sales, now that becomes a super, super hot niche down area. And the jewelry brands or say lifestyle brands, they would be really interested to work with you because you're very, very focused on the area and the market that you want to serve. So how do you validate your niche? And I have developed a system which is which is the 5P model here. I would like all of you to just type 5P in the comment box. Let's have some engagement here. Yeah. And I'll bring out the 5 Ps one by one. And only if all these 5 Ps are aligned, you can call it a business. Okay. Otherwise, it's still a hobby. So first things, you need to have a passion in the topic. And you really need to love what you do, because if you don't love what you do, you're going to get bored after some time. But the passion should solve a problem, because if your passion does not solve a problem, it is still a hobby. For example, I have a passion in music. I make music at home. I'm a musician, but I'm not trying to solve a problem. I just want to make music because I love music. So it is still coming under the hobby category. If your passion can solve a problem focused on a particular persona, when I say particular persona, is the target market, narrowing down on the target market. Let's say you want to work only with entrepreneurs, or only with women, or only with children, or only with working professionals, or only with CXOs. Now that becomes a very laser pointed persona. If your passion solves a problem targeting a particular persona and there is potential in the market, where there's a riding trends. I mean, we have seen in the last 3-4 months, I would say 6 months, the travel industry, tourism industry, restaurant industry, the entire hospitality industry has taken a big hit. So maybe it's not a good time right now to start a restaurant. Maybe down the line you can, but we've seen there's a transformation happening right now. Even in India, we're seeing everything's moving into cloud kitchens right now. So centralized kitchen, but taking food to the home, to the doorstep. Now that there's potential over there, but maybe not starting a restaurant. Yeah. And finally, can you get paid for it? So when your passion solves a problem, focus on a particular persona where there's a riding trend and there's potential in the market. And that's why this particular trend of the e-learning space is booming. And if you can get paid, then you can call it a business. Does this make sense? You can just type MS in the comment box. And that's what I have actually put down in this pentagon that you see here, is the passion, problem, persona, potential, payment. And within that has to be your own knowledge business stack. So your stack should comprise of courses, coaching, consulting, and collaborations. And I'll explain that to you right now. So we have courses, coaching, consulting, collaborations. These are the 4 C's that you can offer to your audience to monetize that knowledge. But even before you try to sell courses or coaching or consulting, you need to have lead magnets. Okay. Or if you just type LM in the comment box, lead magnets, something which you can use to attract your customers back to you. You could do a free consultation. You could do a free webinar. You could do a free mini course. In my case, I love to do free webinars, because in a webinar, I can establish my trust, my authority with the market. I can educate them. I can engage them. I can bring them into my public community. I have a community based on Facebook, and that helps me establish my trust and authority before I can offer any kind of products. So the first form of monetization is courses. And even when it comes to courses, the way that I actually help my students engineer their program is to create a conceptual course and implementation course. For example, if you're a yoga expert who can help people solve stress problems, you can have a conceptual course talking about all the concepts, like how does yoga really work? What are the different asanas? What are the different meditation techniques? What are the lifestyle habits and food habits that you need to incorporate into your lifestyle to live a stress-free life? You can cover all the concepts, but that's just the foundation. And then you can bring them into a challenge or a 30-day challenge where they can actually implement this knowledge to make their life more stress-free using the power of yoga. And again, when it comes to pricing, I'm just going to give some ballpark numbers. Nothing is set in stone. There are different gradations in pricing. But let's say you're going to be charging someone, say, $100 for a conceptual course. It's a one-time effort. You just create that course and you sell that digitally, and it's being digitally delivered. Again, you don't need inventory, no logistics, no office, no employees. Customers can buy from any part of the world. It becomes so much more leverageable. I mean, so much more scalable and more profitable as compared to a physical product. And an implementation course could be probably in the range of $500. Yes. So this is the first layer of monetization. And if you're with me till this point, you can just type "with you" in the comment box. I love to get responses. Yeah. Type "with you" in the comment box. So this is the first way to monetize. And once you have your courses, let's say somebody goes through your conceptual course, then they go through your 30-day challenge, which are again pre-recorded videos. And then you can bring in coaching, either one-to-one coaching or group coaching. Maybe you work one-to-one and you charge $1,000 for being like a personal yoga trainer. Or if you can work with a batch of people, which is like say $2,000 a batch, maybe 50 people in a batch or 10 people in a batch who are paying you say $200. Okay, you create much better leverage over there. And then you have the third monetization layer, which is more consulting. And this is more for businesses. Let's say you want to take things on a much more longer basis. You want to work with somebody for 3 months or a whole year. Like if you're a, if you're a business consultant and you're charging say $5,000 for a 3-month consultancy, or $20,000 for a 12-month consultancy, where you're going to break it down and actually handhold a business and take it to the finish line. Now, consultancy can be applied to any niche, but again, you have to look into whether it fits into your model. Like in my model of what I'm doing right now, I don't have the consultancy piece, but I have the conceptual course, I have the implementation course, I have the group coaching format. I used to do one-to-one coaching, but now I don't, because I don't want to be the bottleneck in my own business as I'm scaling. And then level number 4 is collaborations, like alliances, partnerships, and affiliate marketing, selling other people's products. So as I'm building my ecosystem, imagine I actually have my own ecosystem, and in the yoga space, and I'm having courses on yoga, and I'm doing yoga coaching, and I have my own e-learning platform. And inside that, I can become an affiliate of Amazon. I can become an Amazon affiliate, and I can sell yoga pants, yoga gear, yoga mats, and I can create alliances and partnerships with other influencers who are in the yoga space, where we cross promote each other and create that branded partnerships to really create much more leverage in bringing people into the top end of the funnel. The top end of the funnel is the lead magnet. So this is how a knowledge business stack needs to be put together to monetize your knowledge. And this is the first secret. Okay, shall we go on to the second secret? Okay, all of you can just type BIO. BIO is bring it on. Let's bring on the second secret, is the systems. And this is where it's going to get a little bit more interesting. I'm going to actually show you all the systems. There are 3 components to the knowledge business ecosystem if somebody wants to build it on their own. The first is you need to have your own branded website. And the reason I use the word branded is you need to be a brand, whether you're a personal brand or a company brand. And see, the brands is what attracts that kind of loyalty. And there has to be the face of the brand. And you are the face of your brand. So if you're a yoga expert, you may call your brand as say Yoga Life or something like that. But still you are the one who's driving that community. Like I'm Sidharth Rajsekar, the name. In fact, I started with sidharthrajsekar.com, but now I built the brand, which is the Internet Lifestyle Hub, because I wanted this entire brand to grow into something which is bigger than just the individual, just me. So you need to have a branded website, you need to have a knowledge portal, and a private network. And let me just give you a demonstration of all these systems. So I'm going to show you the branded website, and all of you can type BW in the comment box. BW is branded website. So this is an example of my personal branded website. I have sidharthrajsekar.com. Right on the homepage, I'm collecting leads, and I have an automated webinar that runs 24/7. So the minute somebody comes and lands on the website, there's a countdown timer happening here saying that the webinar is going to start in the next 4 minutes, but actually it's a pre-recorded webinar. Okay, and every 15 minutes, the whole countdown, the timer resets. And as people scroll, they can get to know more about me. I have different resources, my speaking, reviews, and I have different interviews of my students who are getting results. And I share all of this stuff inside my on my blog. It's more of a personal branded website, and I've consciously made my website more blog-like because I want to deliver value first and then attract customers back to me. So all these articles and podcasts and stuff that I've actually put up on my website, I keep sharing that in different places on a daily basis to attract the right audience coming towards me. So this is the first piece of the puzzle. The second piece of the puzzle is the learning management system, or what I call as it is the knowledge portal. Or if you can just type KP in the comment box, yeah, the knowledge portal. So when anyone buys any of my courses, let's say they go to my automated webinar, they watch that video and they take action and they buy my $100 course, what ends up happening is they get a login and password, and I've created my own school, which is called the Internet Lifestyle Hub. So it's sitting on school.internetlifestylehub.com. So it's like a virtual school. And here I have all various courses on various topics. And this is like the ecosystem. And inside the school, I can see some amazing statistics. Like I'm just going to show you, the admin area of my the learning management system that I'm using. I'm using a platform called teachable.com. Teachable.com just costs like It's so economical. It's sitting on Amazon servers. Uh, Monthly, like $40, $100. I'm on the $119 package. And it's like a completely built-in learning management system. And you can map this to your own domain if you want. So in fact, I built my entire school on this platform. And I'm just going to go into the user base. You can see here. And right now we're at 36,000 students. And if I have to just go and show you the kind of interactions that we've had here, like just the comments across all my courses, we're touching over 67,000 comments. Okay, if you find this crazy, you can just type crazy in the comment box. Yeah, 67,000 comments. And at any given point of time, there are at least a few hundred people learning. And it has taken me 25 months to build this kind of an ecosystem. Like I just kept doing the same thing and bringing people in. And I can go and see statistics like this. I can go and let's go into the Freedom Business Model, which is currently around 9,000 students there. Let's go into the reports. And remember, I told you the course completion rate average on Udemy is around 5%. Here you'll be able to see the statistics of my this one of my programs, which is my flagship course. Let this load. It's taking some time to load this data. So you'll be able to track exactly course completion rates, video statistics. If you're doing quizzes, you can track the quiz scores, leaderboards, people are actually completing the courses, and video engagement. In fact, I can even go down to the video to see in which video did students did not complete the video, and at which second did they actually drop off. So I can go later and I can actually edit that. Yeah. So yeah, here's the number. I have a 44% course completion rate. Is that cool? Or if you can just type cool in the comment box, close to 10% of the industry average. Why? Because I like to drive it using a community-based approach. So I don't just sell courses, but I want to get people to take action even through the group coaching format. And see, the sad truth is 24% of people who bought my course, like 2,000 of them have actually not even started watching the videos. They've just bought the course and they're just sitting around. It's like buying a book on Amazon and just sitting around there. Many of us, we just probably read the first chapter and you don't complete the book. That's exactly what happens even in courses. But to accelerate that process, you need to have the third element, which is you need to have a private network. Or if you just type PN in the comment box. A private network is where you need to have your own community. And I use a tool called Mighty Networks. It's again an open source tool. You can actually build your own Facebook within a few seconds. No, it is not Facebook, but it is like Facebook. It's a social networking platform. And again, very economical in pricing. Imagine like on monthly, they have a free version. It's like $100 a month. They also have a $28 per month where you can have your own domain. You can have unlimited moderators. You can even charge people for memberships and you can create your own network. And this is my own private social network. And I have my own society now. I've called it a society. So I have a new school for the new world. We have created a new society for the new world. And this is our society. So currently in this society, it's exactly like Facebook. It has all the features. We have right now around 7,800 members who are actively participating in all the comments and the threads. We have different topics that people can go into topics and they can share whatever they want, like lessons learned, success stories. If I go into success stories, people can just share their success stories over here, and everyone is cheering each other. And these are all paid members. These are not just public domain. It's paid. People are paid for my products. I give them a separate world, and they have a Mighty Networks app that they can interact also on. We have different kind of events, meetups that happen, Zoom events, and I've also categorized my community based on their expertise. So whenever somebody becomes a customer of mine, I actually ask them to update their profile over here on what expertise that they have. And we have so many types of experts. We have like chatbot developers, analytics career, astrologers, authors, Ayurveda experts, brand storytellers. I mean, we've got so many of them. In fact, many of them have not updated their profiles, but we have easily over 200 micro niches, various kind of experts who are actually creating their own ecosystems. Yeah. I don't know why Siri just triggered when I was saying that. Yeah. Freaky, right? So we have different kind of experts who actually come in here and are building their ecosystems. And let's say if you're a stock market expert, you can come in here and you can actually engage and interact with other stock market experts, and you can find out what are they doing. And so in essence, what I've done is the first piece of the puzzle, just to go back to the to the mind map over here, the first piece of the puzzle is you need to have your own branded website, which is to attract the, the public domain coming towards you. Once they get into your course, you give them a space where they can learn, which is your knowledge portal. And then when you're able to create a private network where you allow your students to interact with each other, that creates a magical effect. And that's the reason why I'm having like a 46% completion rate on courses. And besides that, because of community, the human to human connections that happen on this platform, is just unimaginable. Like, for example, people are finding accountability partners. We play a game called the hackathon. We do like a freedom hackathon every 2 months. So we have like a team game. We put together people in groups of 10, and they actually are accountable to each other to finish that game together. So all these kind of activations I've done because of the power of community. All if you just type the word community in the comment box. And when you build digital communities, that creates it creates magic. I mean, this is what technology should be used for. It is to really help humans come together and create those meaningful relationships, to help them accelerate and progress, help them accelerate their progress in whatever area of their life they're in. So now we'll come to the last part of the whole of the pie, the puzzle is you need to have your systems in place. So you need to have your skills in place. And there are 5 important skills that I feel are very, very important to this particular business or the knowledge business model. The first skill is the skill of learning itself. Now, how many of you here agree with me that learning is a skill? It's not just like randomly watching some videos, YouTube videos, or just picking up some course. Now, learning is a skill. There's a way on how you can learn fast. And the fastest way to learn is to teach. And that's why I tell many of my students is, from the minute you come in, start rolling out content. I mean, you learn, do, and teach simultaneously. It's like the golden triangle of success. You got to learn, do, teach, learn, do, teach. Because when you're learning to teach, you learn on a totally different level. How many of you here agree with me that when you are learning to give a presentation, your learning is so much more focused? Yes or no? Yeah. And that's why the fastest way to learn is to teach and to be in that mode of teaching. So once you are learning, once you have a system of learning, or you develop that skill of learning, then you got to develop the skill of creation. And when it comes to creation, there are so many things that you need to create as a knowledge giver. Video creation, podcast creation, graphic creation. Now you have many tools like Canva where you can do everything yourself. Like video creation, you have many tools even on your phone. You can just download apps where you can do pretty much, you can record, edit, publish, do high like 4K resolution or 1080p videos. You can just do it on this device. So that is also a skill that needs to be, practiced on a day-to-day basis. And then attraction of leads is a skill. Under attraction, there are again 2 components to it. You have attracting leads organically by building meaningful connections through social media without spending money on ads. And you have running paid advertising, running Facebook ads, Google ads. That's also a form of attraction. And then conversion is also a skill. How many of you agree with me that selling is a skill? Is it an important skill? Just want to ask you that. Do you think it's important for you to develop that skill of selling your ideas, selling your concepts, selling your product, selling your service? Now that is also a skill. And I know many knowledge givers who are great with content, they have great knowledge, but somehow when it comes to sales, they get in the back foot. And that is also a skill that needs to be practiced. And after you've sold your product, you got to also nurture and nurturing digital communities. And that's what I use my social network for is, I believe that your relationship with your customers has to begin at the point of sale. It cannot end at the point of sale. And if you have to really create a more meaningful business ecosystem, you have to be there to support people after they have bought your product or service, and do that in the form of communities. So that is also a skill. And as you're building communities, you will start to learn more from the communities on what they really want. And based on that, you can create more content, and that will help you attract more customers. So this is like an upward spiral that can move up if you're continuously learning. And the key word is to be unique. All if you just type the word unique in the comment box. Because if you're just another whatever, if you're just another business coach, just another affiliate marketer, just another health expert, just another yoga trainer, it's not going to be creating that resonance in the marketplace. You have to bring out your own unique flavor. Like whatever I'm sharing today, like this entire blueprint, it is something that came out of my own mind. Like I've learned from various mentors. I've understood concepts. I've digested those concepts. But when I'm representing it, I want to represent it in a very unique way that is unique to me, the way that I view things. And that's what will make a difference in the knowledge business. Yeah. So just to sum up, I think I've come to the end of the concept that I wanted to share is the world is changing rapidly, and the future is, according to me, is going to be about one is human connections, and two, enabling people to become leaders in the digital sphere. I mean, today there's no other option. And if people can become influencers, in fact, where I see this going is, I mean, the bigger vision is I want to create this entire army of influencers who are great experts in their own space. And the real magic is going to happen when all of them start to cross pollinate with each other. Like, for example, Tariq, thank you so much for inviting me to this forum. And I learned so much from the Microsoft perspective and even the banking perspective, which I'd never had before. It's giving new ideas and new thought processes on marketing right now. And when we're able to create experts coming together and cross-pollinating, I mean, that's going to change the world. And I feel that this is going to redefine the education system. This is going to redefine the employment system. And this is really what the world needs. And it's not just about theory. It is not just about the professor kind of knowledge, which has worked for many years, but now we're moving into a world where we need more mentors who are implementers. And that's going to make a huge difference in the world. So yeah, I've come to the end of it, Tariq. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed, Sid. I've seen this one before when I joined your system. And I'm sorry, I'm not amongst the 44% who completed it. I'm one of the ones who's been waiting, and I've been sitting on the fence looking at the thing. So the only comment I will give you is that I get about 5 emails from you a day. How can a human being absorb that much? And how can I start? And I'm being very authentic and vulnerable, because if I'm on a path to learn, and it starts overwhelming me, your brain actually starts shutting down. So how do I cope with your fire hose of information?
See, that's why I've built a community, a system, where I guide people through the process. Yes, the 5 emails per day, maybe you're on like 2-3 different lists, but there's usually one channel of communication. If there's a customer, then I actually, send them all the reminders for all the events that I do every single week. So how do you cope with the influx of data is to be a part of the community and to take those simple steps that I give in my monthly hackathons and things like that I do. So, and I tell people in my community also that you can, even though there's so much of information, you take it at your own pace. I mean, it's not a race against anyone else but yourself. So you take it at your own pace and just build those pieces one piece at a time. Yeah. So that's my answer to that question. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Appreciate that. Paul, do you have any thoughts, any questions from your side? Because I know you've been involved in this conversation.
Yeah. So what I see, said, and again, I see this also for the second time. What I love is the simplicity and how structured you are setting this up. And if you do this in this sequence, and I counted Tariq, what we are doing, and I think that we about 70% of what Sid is doing is what we are also doing. Nice. The only thing that we are doing more than you are doing, we are going out of the building, because people who want to work with us want to see us and want to do workshops with us. And a lot of things that we are doing is hardly possible in a virtual way because the client doesn't want it. And we have to find solutions for that. But the way you set it up and the way you are using Teachable and Mighty Networks, that's what we are also doing. Yeah, it's again, it is leveraging assets, one of the attributes of exponential organizations. And you are doing that right, spot on. And because you are digitizing everything, you can scale easily. And that's what you are doing. What I admire, and I don't know, and I agree with Tarek, where you get the time from to build the content and those videos, but specifically the content. That is what I really admire. So you have to be passionate to do that. So I don't have a question. I just my expression of appreciation that you are sharing that with us, and you make it simple. You make it simple. Hey guys, come on. If you have a passion, if you have an idea what you can do, follow these lines, and you are in business soon. That's essentially your message.
Yes.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Sid, I just want to have a follow-on point from what Paul is saying, and and this is really spontaneous. We are friends, so I can be spontaneous with you.
Yes.
Is that Paul and we've developed a diagnostic product. We call it an X-ray diagnostic platform, and I'd like to take your permission to send this survey to you. It'll take you 30 minutes to do.
Sure.
Because I think there are 20 attributes on that, which makes you an exponential organization, and where in the quadrant you actually fit in terms of companies that are using digital technologies and models, and companies that have values within their own organization in terms of optimization. And I think you would score very high. Normally, we've been doing this thing, and companies have been in the lower quadrants because people are not digitized enough, they are not purpose-driven enough, they are, not methodical in this way enough, and we have been finding that. So I would, it'll benefit you because you
I would
will
love to take it
diagnose.
up. Yes, would love to do that. Yes.
Brilliant. Because diagnostically, you will see exactly where you are versus banks, versus other companies in terms of your growth. And it'll also sort of diagnose some of the things that will benefit. You may be low on certain areas, and then we'll identify them.
Yes.
The components within that, there are 10 attributes of exponential organizations, which are things like staff on demand, community and crowd, leveraging assets, algorithms. And as you were going through, I could keep ticking the boxes. So from a exponential organizational perspective, you are ticking all the boxes. I mean, literally as many as Uber, as many as Airbnb, because there are 7 or 8 out of 10, each one of them. And I think that'll be another good validation, because then that means that the trajectory that you are on a 10x trajectory. And that'll just give you a visual thing. We'll do this tomorrow for you.
Definitely, I would love to take it up.
As gratitude for our friendship and relationship, but also
I already have the link, so I will send it to Sid. So
thank you.
It was a very good idea, Tarek, so that we now can see that is part of the validation of it, and the people who were in these sessions, who did not take the chance to complete that survey, well, they missed a chance. It's a value of between $5,000 and $10,000, and people are not using it, which is amazing.
Yeah. So now, one of the key things, and I know we're running out of time, but one of the few things I wanted to take away for the people that attended, for the people who watched it on Facebook, and the people who will be constantly sharing some of your ideas and your thoughts with Sid, is that what's the starting point? That's number one. So as a coach, and if I came to you and I said, I want to do something like this, what is my starting point? That's the first positioning. And secondly, does this become a way of life? Or is that's used? Because I saw hobby versus way of life.
Yes.
And where do you think we are on that spectrum?
Fantastic. It's a great question. So the starting point is definitely clarity in your niche, like understanding in which area do you want to serve. And of course, I have a model that I cover. In fact, it's a unique model that I developed on how to find the niche. It's very easy to do research. Okay, these are the top topics. Pick any one, but usually it's not congruent with them as a person. Like even for me, what I'm doing right now is congruent with me because I come from a background where I'm not from the education system. I dropped out, and then I want to show that there's a new way to do things. So it is in alignment with my background. And usually people, they don't pick their niche based on that. So I have a method. So that's the starting point. And is this a way of life? Yeah, it is a way of life, because for me now, it's not business anymore. It's mission. Because yes, there's a mission, there's money also connected to it. And the beauty about this entire thing is my business evolves with my community. Like the courses that I created 2 years ago, based on the feedback and the polls that I'm doing with my community, I got very clear ideas on what is the problem that they're facing, for which I need to upskill myself. I got to redo the courses. So the last 2 months, I've been revamping all my courses, making into a 2.0 version, and then continuing on that. So what I see is this is going to be a lifelong process for me. 2 years, 3 years from now, I'll be constantly updating things based on where things are moving. The best part is the people who are with me, my customers, are going to be seeing that value coming to them every day, and that's building customers for life. Yeah.
Tarek,
Yes.
if I may, and also to our audience, if you do the survey for a company like Sid, you are the owner and you are all by yourself, then it is a little bit difficult to really. Yeah, Tarek, you want
No,
to do?
he is running this particular piece by itself, but he has a media company. He has got a couple of other interests, so he can actually widen that beyond
Yeah.
his unique
Okay,
his
Yes.
heart.
makes
Yeah.
sense, makes sense.
And
I
I
put
also
it in
work
the
with
chat box
yeah.
for you.
I also work with a team of freelancers. I've got a whole virtual team as well that supports on various components, and yeah, that's how the whole business is
If
built.
you want to make the survey a bit more meaningful, we could
Mm.
send the link and you could extend it to at least say another 10 people across the thing,
Okay.
and that'll give you a much more balanced view of the world.
Sure.
I
Sure.
put it in the chat box, Sid, so
Thanks,
you
Paul. I've got
can.
the link.
Yeah.
Yes, I will do this survey.
So, Sid, imagine today is your 100th birthday.
Mm.
We have all come, Paul, myself, everybody else have come to celebrate your 100th birthday.
Mm.
What are we celebrating, Sid? What have you done? Where are we in this world?
100th birthday. What I'm celebrating is reforming the entire education system. That feeling that you know so many people have been empowered to become mentors and coaches, and that ripple effect is really uplifting society. So that's what I'm celebrating, the celebration of upliftment of society by redefining the whole system of education itself. Yes.
Thank you. That's a very lofty target, and thank you for that clarity. You know
Thank
that
you.
I have my 100% Mad and my Make a Difference
Yes.
initiative, where we ended up talking about that.
Mm.
And one of the key things, and some of the mentors that you had put up there, Brian Tracy, Marshall
Mm.
Goldsmith, Jack Canfield, they all supported it.
Mm.
Because they're also great believers in and very aligned and congruent and synchronized to what you're doing. And I think that's probably why we have our close connection.
Yes. Yes.
Is that I want to reach with Tony Buzan. We were doing exactly this: is to reach a
Mm.
billion people and to change. We sort of didn't know how to do it. We were more
Mm.
passionate. You actually have a system, and so
Mm.
perhaps we need to come together.
We will it cannot be done just on just like a one thing. We will do it
Yeah.
together, Tarek. Always there with you. Yes.
Thank you. And from our side, both Paul and I, we really, and I'm saying this with humility and not with being self-serving, pushing the edges. And the frustration that Paul and I are normally getting is, why the hell don't people get it? It is so simple and obvious to us. The future has already happened for us, but it hasn't happened for people. So a lot of the programming that we do, a lot of the work that we do, is actually helping people to cope with the future and helping people to actually find solutions in the future and be able to understand that better. And that's why I keep talking about the trust and ethics and humanity and so on. Uh, and that applies to every aspect. So I love to be able to share some of those things with you and
Yes.
collaborate with you, and we take it forward.
Yeah.
Paul, final words
So
from you, and then we close.
yeah, just a little example here, Sid, what we are talking about, and the audience as well. today I published an article on LinkedIn, and it was based on the fact that there is a political discussion in the Netherlands and also in some other countries. Now we have a vaccine almost ready for the market, and that now people have a discussion and they say, hey, we have a vaccine, but it cannot be right because the time that it has been developed is only 8 months. And vaccines and medication takes usually 10 years, 15 years. And then I wrote in that article, well, welcome to the 21st century, because we are in the age of exponential technologies. That is all based on AI, gene editing, and data crunching. And finding through the internet and your AI, your algorithms, the right people for the tests, and get the information directly back, put it in your algorithms, and you are way faster in finding your results. And people don't get it, whereas it happens in front of their eyes.
Amazing, amazing.
Right.
Thank you for sharing.
On that very, very futuristic note, first, deep gratitude to you, Sid. Thank you very much indeed for your sort of open sharing. So that's the first thing. The second is I hope people do have some takeaways from this and we can follow up and support your community in any way we can. We have a large group here. Our databases are huge. And I think the way you have simply projected this, we will start accessing those people much, much more so that we can pull it all together. So settling will help you develop that, because I think your goals are amazing and fully aligned with our value system. And thirdly, we are very grateful, and I am speaking on behalf of Paul also, to learn from you. And learning you, you're a great teacher. And learning from you has been a good privilege for me, but again, seeing you today. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Tariq. Thank you, Paul.
My love to your family and to everybody there. Hope everybody's safe. And thank you for joining us today. I'm very grateful, and very grateful for all the people who joined us and who followed you through this process. Stay tuned. More to come.
Thank you, Tariq. Thank you, Paul.
Cheers. All the best.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.